Welcome back to Westmoreland on the Gridiron here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Dan Flickinger welcoming you back, and joining me is our Week 8 Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week. He's Dom DiNinno of the Kiski area Cavaliers. Sorry, Dom, I think we may have mispronounced your name a little earlier in the show. DiNinno, not DiNinno. But what isn't up for question, he had a huge game against Fox Chapel last week. 12 catches, 176 yards, 4 touchdowns. Also on the defensive side of the ball, he returned interception for a touchdown against Fox Chapel. Dom, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing great, man. And I know you're doing great after your team had its first win of the season. You put in so much hard work throughout the year and just wasn't quite clicking for you. Couldn't quite get that win, but you did against Fox Chapel. So kind of tell us what it was like to finally get that first win.
Yeah, it was amazing. It's been a really rough season, and just to win on senior night, it just felt really good.
So, again, you mentioned senior night, and it's tough to experience. I mean, you don't know what you're going to experience on senior night unless you've been through it, that's really hard to do, right? Because junior, you're not going to go through experience like that, so you really don't know what to expect. So what were the emotions like going through senior night?
Yeah, it was pretty weird because it felt like just yesterday I was a freshman just coming into high school. Just being senior night, our last home game, it just felt amazing to get a win.
So tell us a little bit about the connection with you and Carson Heinley. You know, we had him on a few weeks ago, and he was talking about the great relationship that he has with his receivers, including Isaiah Gonzalez, who had a big game, when Carson was named Player of the Week. But this week, you have the big game. So kind of talk about the relationship that you guys have with one another. What was really clicking for you against Fox Chapel?
Yeah, me and Carson have known each other for a while. Like in the huddles and stuff, we tell each other what we see, what the defense is doing, and we just try to break them down any way that we can.
So you had 4 touchdowns on offense, also a pick 6 on the defensive side of the ball. So can you kind of tell us what your favorite of those touchdowns were and maybe kind of take us through the play a little bit?
My favorite was probably the pick 6. I just jumped the post route, tipped it up, caught it, and ran down the sideline.
And, you run down the sideline, and a lot of times when, whether it's a long kickoff return, long touchdown run, long interception return, you're kind of looking back and hoping that there are no flags. Was that kind of what you were doing too?
Yeah, it seems like every time I get a long touchdown, there's a flag. So I was just looking back, and when I didn't see a flag, it was just amazing.
Celebration ensued. That's for sure. And how long was the return?
I think 65 yards.
65 yards. Well, there you go. I'm sure that was quite the adrenaline running it back. And this was your first of your career, correct? High school career?
Yeah. Yep.
That's great. That's really exciting. So you played multiple positions on both sides of the ball, running back, wide receiver on offense. And on defense, you've kind of been everywhere too, linebacker, safety, and corner. Has that been challenging for you? Has it been fun for you? Maybe a combination?
Yeah, it's challenging because you have to learn everything in just a week. But whenever you figure everything out, it feels like you can basically do anything on the field. So it's really fun.
As a senior on this team, Dom, I'm sure it was tough to see LeBrin not be able to finish the season. I mean, obviously one of your leaders. So as a leader yourself, as a senior, how have you helped guys like Carson Heinley and the team kind of adjust maybe to a new way of doing things after, again, LeBrin wasn't able to finish the season? How have you kind of smoothed that over with your teammates?
Yeah, it was really tough not having LeBrin anymore because he's been like one of my best friends since we're little. I was probably one of the first people to go to Carson and tell him, like, it's your time now. This is your team, and you need to lead us in the right way on offense.
Yeah, and he certainly put up some big numbers. And really, Dom, I mean, starting the year on JV and then coming in and putting up the numbers that he has been, I mean, that's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, going from the slower JV pace to the high pace varsity game, it's pretty crazy to see how good he's doing.
Talking with Kiski area's Dom DiNinno right now, our Week 8 Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week. Couple of things about yourself, Dom. What is your best attribute, your biggest strength, I guess, as a football player?
I'd say my speed, because I don't have the size, so I just try to use my speed whatever way I can.
So you play 3 sports at Kiski area: football, basketball, and baseball. I know the answer I normally get when I ask guys this, but what is your favorite sport? What do you kind of lean towards?
Probably whatever sport's in season. I don't really have a favorite sport.
The political answer. I love it. What do you enjoy most about playing football?
Just like the high pace of the game, like just having adrenaline flowing the whole game. There's never a slow time in the game.
What are some of the things that you enjoy for fun, when you're not on a field, which you are obviously 3 seasons a year, so you probably don't have a whole lot of spare time, but when you do, what do you enjoy doing?
Just hanging out with my friends, playing video games, going golfing sometimes, just anything with my friends.
Okay, so you mentioned video games. What would your top video game be?
Probably Madden.
And how about your go-to team? Who would that be?
I'd love to use the Steelers because they're my favorite team, but I'm leaning towards the Cardinals.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyler Murray. Growing up, I'm sure you've at least heard of Michael Vick,
Yeah.
And we used to use the Atlanta Falcons a lot. Like guys would love to use the Falcons because he could run around back there and buy time and all that stuff. And he was such a weapon. Now Kyler Murray kind of does that for the Arizona Cardinals. But I don't know. Hopefully in the future, the Steelers will be a little better where
hopefully
you won't be gun shy about using them. Not quite there yet, but hopefully. How about your college plans? Would you like to play one of those 3 sports in college? Do you have any idea where you'd like to major in, where you'd like to go yet?
I'm probably going to major in computer science. I'm not sure where I want to go yet or if I'll play a sport. I'm just going to try to figure it out pretty soon. All
right, now let's talk about the Armstrong Riverhawks, your opponent on Friday. Your final game is a Kiski area Cavalier going up against Caden Olson, who is one of the best quarterbacks in the WPIAL. Does that excite you, knowing that he's on the other side and you're going up against such a great talent like that?
Yeah, it's really exciting because I've known Caden since I've been little too through basketball. It's just really exciting knowing we're going to play a good team for our last game and we have a chance to do something great.
That's interesting. So you guys have a relationship and you play against each other, with each other?
We played on the same AAU team.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Well, he's a good kid. He won the Willie Thrower Award for best quarterback last year, and had a chance to maybe talk with him a little bit, when he was named the award winner, and he's a good kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been great in his football career.
You're trying to intercept him, though, on Friday.
Definitely, yeah.
That stuff's off the table till after the game's over. That's for sure. Dom, this was great. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate your time, and congratulations on all your success, your career. Good luck tonight. And hey, Kiski area Cavaliers basketball team, hoop season just around the corner. Can you give us maybe a little bit of a preview of what you can expect from the Cavs on the hardwood?
Yeah, I think we're going to be really good this year. We have a lot of returning starters: Jason Flem, Isaiah Gonzalez, Connor Flem, and Coach Core is a great coach. So we're just going to do our best, and hopefully we can win some playoff games.
Dom, thank you so much again for your time. I really appreciate this. And again, congratulations. Good luck Friday.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. That is Dom DiNinno, our Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week for Week 8, our second Cavalier to do so this year. We'll be back as we preview Week 9 games right after this on the Westmoreland Sports Network.